we feel love when our husband seeks to understand who we are as a woman, when you embrace our femininity, right? When you ask us questions about why, honey, okay, I'm noticing you're angry, but what's most important to me is I would love to know why you're angry. Right? That makes that woman feel loved, like, dang, this man wants to get into me. See? You feel me? This man wants to know who I am, right? He is sacrificing how he feels in the moment. He's putting himself, he's dying to himself, and he's putting me in front of him.
Every time we have this conversation, hearts are breaking, face to face, but we don't know how to face it. Yeah, we're done, but we're too afraid to say it. Time is racing. Every time we have this conversation, hearts are breaking, face to face, but we don't know how to face it. Almost perfect, but not adjacent. Time is racing, babe, and I don't want you to waste it.
What's going on, baby?
Hey, husband, what we gonna be talking about today?
Well, I mean, now you jumping right into it. It don't matter. You know, we can get right into it.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is something that we learn, like something that, you know, if a lot of couples out here, a lot of people out here need to know if they have the heart to get married. This is something that is vital for people to know, man. And we learned it the hard way.
But we're still learning about this.
See? I like that you say that, babe. I like that you say that.
Yeah, we're still learning about what it takes to make a marriage work.
That's, you know,
any relationship with a man and a woman, we're still learning every day what it takes to truly, truly make it work and last forever. And
because sometimes, you know, getting into marriage or getting into a relationship, sometimes you tend to think that that other person needs or desires the same thing that you desire and need. Number one mistake. That's the biggest mistake that I know that, you know, a lot of couples come into, because we're different people. We are male and female, and we're totally different. We're different on the outside and we're different on the inside. Now, there's some variables in relationships where, you know, some people are different. You know, you have some, I would say some strange people sometimes, you know, for lack of better terms. Yeah, but different dynamics of their relationship. So whereas something may work for a large crowd, right, generally, but then you will have that rare crowd where they're like, well, that don't quite work for me. Exactly. Right? Exactly. So it's all good. And so to be specific, what we're talking about today is love and respect in marriage. And this is so important because I didn't know that you actually receive or you live out of looking to receive love from me in a certain way. Absolutely. My love for you was to take care of you, provide, do all these things to provide for you. But the main core need for a woman isn't those things, you know. Okay, because I'm gonna test you today. Now we're gonna see if you've been paying attention. You're gonna test me? Dwelling with me with an understanding. Okay. And you're gonna see what if I've been dwelling with you with an understanding. Oh, this is test time. Yeah. Let's do the test then. Because you're absolutely right, babe. Your needs, what you need from me as a woman, as a man, is different from what I need from you as a woman. Yep. And most specifically, love and respect. Now, it's very vital that we pause here for a second, because I almost feel like we need to even define love. Right, yeah. You know, I feel like love has been watered down. I feel like love is no longer defined by unconditional love. Absolutely. And, you know, the Bible is clear that love is patient, love is kind, love has self-control. There's many attributes that we should display when we love somebody. Most importantly for me, how I know you love me is how you show up in communication with me. That's more so of what we talk about today too, because I see love giving you love as, like I said, providing and stuff. But to a woman, it's totally different. You see love more so in catering to your emotions, being there for you through communication and other things. And you're going to share, I want you to share more in depth, because look, I'm still learning, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out here who are listening to the podcast is like, yes, school these men. Let these men know what's up, you know.
But here's the thing. I'm finding men almost want like the same thing that we want. I'm finding that us as women, we are looking for you to communicate with us with love, but from a male perspective, you're also looking for us to respect you through communication also. So I feel like communication is probably the greatest area of opportunity for most couples, the way we communicate with one another.
Especially when you get older.
Absolutely.
Like when you get older, 30s, late 30s, 40s, and you know, those things that used to please you in your 20s ain't the same. So the 20-year-olds out here who's listening to these videos,
all right,
I'm gonna talk to the men, the young men. You know, that thing that your wife or your spouse gives you, that sex, will eventually no longer be that thing that is going to make you happy in that marriage. You know, it's not going to
sustain it.
It's not going to sustain
the long
it.
Term.
That buddy that you get from, you know, having your wife there, yeah, that you're going to get some enjoyment for a while, but eventually you're going to know, does she really love me? Does she really respect me? That, you know, and the way that we receive love is through that thing that you said. It is respect, you know.
And through communication, right?
It's respect through communication, respect. And let's give an example.
Okay.
Let's give an example of the time where that was a learning moment for you.
Oh, you want to throw me under the bus?
No, I ain't throwing you under the bus.
Okay, that's okay.
But it's a learning moment, because some women might can hear this thing and like, okay, I do that. Like, okay. So remember, and it could be the smallest subtle things to a man that makes a man feel like, hold on, I got to change this. You know, I'm the man. I need to be doing this. So remember when we go out all the time, go out to restaurants, and my wife with her little fingers, you know, we take our family to the restaurant, and you normally step into the forefront.
Gotcha.
You step in the forefront ahead of us, and you're like, table for five. Table for five. And, you know, that person looking on the outside, on the inside, from the outside might look at it and say, that ain't major. But to a man, because we see ourselves automatically as a leader, you know, it's like, and I didn't even notice it. I didn't say nothing for.
You didn't know what you were feeling.
I didn't know what I was feeling.
Okay.
For the first, you know, few, I guess, years of our marriage or something like that. And you didn't know. I really didn't know. But I started to feel like, hold on, I should be doing that. I should be in the lead, sitting my family down and things like that. And so the reason why I'm saying that, thank God we had that conversation and you received it and you understood. But there may be women out here who are just those, I don't have the word for it, but they step ahead of their husband in certain areas, and without knowing could be making their husband feel like you trying to take charge. Are you trying to?
I get you. And let's talk about that a little bit, because here's the thing, and I hear that come up a lot of time with us as women, feeling like we are always have to be in control, or we are jumping ahead, or maybe not even allowing the husband to lead. Right. And when we do that, you know, you guys feel disrespected, right? So here's the thing about that. Sometimes it is ignorance. Sometimes we don't know. And sometimes we feel like we have to take that initiative because you guys aren't.
Explain that, come on, because I'm gonna defend my brothers now.
Please defend and help me understand this. So a lot of times, love, and when that was happening, somebody gotta.
But let me ask you this. That could be true in some cases.
I got you.
But in our case, did you feel like I should be the one at that time sitting us down or leading that area? See, so you wasn't thinking about that. I really
had no clue. I had no right or wrong about it. Right. I had no rules or how things were supposed to be done. I really didn't know what to do. Right. I just knew when we walk into a restaurant and it's time to, you know, eat and everything, and the people are looking at us, you know, they're trying to communicate with us also. So everybody's trying to communicate. And you're not, you know, you don't initiate it. So then I just go ahead and do it. And that tends to be what tends to happen with a lot of us as women. When we feel like you guys aren't being maybe assertive enough, I think we're naturally sort of wired like that a little bit.
I think so. And
but I've had to learn how to suppress that to give you the opportunity. I noticed that I might be a little quicker and a little more forthcoming with things, but out of respect for you, especially since you've expressed to me how you feel about it.
Right.
Oh, I do it all the time now. I yield. I don't.
There you go.
I don't be so quick to answer questions. If we're in a social setting, I always pause and fall back to give you the opportunity first.
And I love that. Allow me as the husband to lead. And
Absolutely.
it's submission to the order of God. That's it. You know, and I love that, you know, but there's sometimes that I don't care because you're better in some things with me, you know, than I am. Things that's why I thank God for the help. And we are talking about love and respect, but I got to say this piece because we communicate that. Yep. And I know your strengths, you know my strength. And if there's areas, just say, speaking to the operators or the agents with paying bills. Oh, I fall back because there's certain things that I don't have patience with, and I don't even have the know-how. But you served in that area for years in your profession and what you did. So I fall back and you know, hey, let my orchid do that because she knows how to speak to these people. She knows the terms and everything. And so I fall back. But there are some people, like you said, in relationships right now who just want to take over, who just like, oh, well, he ain't gonna do it, and let me do it, you know. And
so let's define helping and controlling.
We talk about love and respect.
This is what a lot of men, and we're really focusing on the respect portion,
right,
which is very important for men. And the area that you need respect mostly is in communication with you, and also communicating with you in a public setting.
That's good.
So how us as women can fall into disrespect.
Yeah. And
so let's talk about, like, just earlier today, we had a maintenance guy come over and was looking at some things in the house. And it's hard for me not to
interject or say something or ask a question.
Questions.
But
I've learned to allow you to carry... how can I say this?
The lead in those things when it comes to the household. And
what I do instead is I fall back and I ask you.
Right.
Instead of me directly asking the person. So I'm making sure that you're the person that's taking the lead and engaging with the person. But if I have a question, I ask you the question so that you can directly ask the person. So that, you see, so that's my wisdom behind it, so that you don't feel disrespected.
And I love that because that's the natural order, because as a protector, as the gatekeeper, I have to be the one that's getting hit first. That's what the picture of it is. I get hit first. I go sit the family down. I, deal with the people who come to do the maintenance. I do, I think that should be clear roles in a marriage that a man should do as the leader and then a wife should do.
So let's talk about that, because we're in 2024 and societal norms are not normal.
It's great now.
In the kingdom of God. It's very blurred. And so a lot of men may not even know that is a role that they should lead in. Because I hear the sisters right now who's watching
the disrespect coming
and listening to this podcast is like, well, what do you mean? My husband don't take the lead in nothing. I'm always the one that gotta, so how can he complain about me being disrespectful or controlling when he's not taking the initiative?
He don't even have the desire to.
So she's not trying to be disrespectful.
Right.
In those areas, she feels she has no other choice but to initiate. So leadership is initiation.
It is. Leadership says, I'm going to step into the front and I'm going to do what I got to do because I know this has to be done. Let me go do it. And that leadership takes the lead. And that's what it is. And
so would you say that leadership and respect goes hand in hand? If that
it does.
The need, a woman feels loved when her husband is leading, when her husband is taking the initiative, she feels that he actually loves and cares for her, and it gives her a sense of safety and security, and a byproduct of that is respect. But on the flip side, when that woman don't see that she's getting that leadership, that initiation, she's going to feel unsafe. She's not going to feel as secure. And the byproduct of that may be she may not see you worthy of respect.
That's so bad, because we are living in a time where, the men don't know how to fix nothing. We used to have handymen.
Oh, Lord.
You call me fix it man.
You are my fix it man. I'm going to tell you
But
right
I'm
now,
old
my
school.
husband's going to get it done. And I'm
old school, though.
You do have some traditional values about you, and I love that. And I do, too. I'm the girl that's going to get in here and let's cook, let's clean, let's do it all. Right. And you the man that will get dirty and get in there and get it done.
Let's get it done. Okay, the chair broke. I got to figure out how to fix the chair.
I don't even have to worry. I know you're going to fix it. I love that.
And so, but some men just don't know how to do nothing. For whatever reason. But I do. This is where I believe now. This is what I believe. If you're a man, that you should have some sense of, handiness.
Thank you
in
for
the marriage.
saying that.
You should be
that
handy.
Is very important
in the marriage. You should not have everything broken all up in your house, and you ain't know how to do it. Now I know everything you ain't gonna know how to do, but I know.
Here's the thing: that's fine. Right. But are you taking the initiative to contact somebody who knows how to do it?
Come on, let's talk a little bit here now.
Because you don't do everything now. Like, we got landscapers that do the yard, and we got pest control company to come through. We got you will hire and get on the phone and call somebody to do the things that you don't know how to do. But that to me is still leadership. Leadership is initiation. So now leadership is taking the initiative to get the job done. Even if it means delegation.
And I love that. And I know we're talking about love and respect for a woman, since I got my beautiful orchid here. How does that make a woman feel when her husband can't do some of those things or don't do some of those things? We talk about love and respect. Does that make us naturally, I know a wife is like, okay, you can't do it, I'll go do it.
Or I'm going to call somebody else.
And I know for me, if something didn't get done and you had to go call somebody, like, oh, you've been waiting, man. You done call somebody, and I find somebody here in the house fixing our bathroom and stuff like that.
And you come home and there's a man, a dark chocolate,
I'm like,
6 feet tall man in your bathroom. How is that going to make you feel, bro?
Who this is? Why you describe that kind of man?
LeTroy, stop.
Why you describe that kind of man?
We're going to edit that.
Why you describe, you got in the details like you picturing this dude now.
Stop.
So, but I know how I would feel.
Because you know why I did that? Because that is what society says. Again, it's something that has been planted, an idea that has been planted in society. That now I know you've heard of dark chocolate, tall and dark, tall and handsome.
Oh, you can.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, but that just to explain, but that's where that came from.
Okay, it's just I see you giving me some peeks into your mind. Okay, I got you. But for me, I know how I would feel if you would call somebody and now this dude is sitting in our bathroom fixing. Cause I feel like, man, like you couldn't wait. I would feel disrespected.
Absolutely.
But the truth be told, that's my job. Why hadn't I done it yet? Why hadn't I took the initiative to call somebody or fix or whatever, you know?
What you got me thinking about, babe? Because you have had seasons. We've been married for a while. All right. Been together almost 30 years, 27 years.
Am I going under the bus?
So there was a little season where I did feel unloved, or I did feel like I was a single mom. It was just a short season.
Right. Early on in our marriage.
But in that moment, remember the time where I had to take the boys to a barber to get their hair?
God. That is the funniest thing ever.
Babe,
The Russian.
You used to cut our kids' hair since birth. Our boys, when our boys, no one else has ever cut our kids' hair except for you.
Right.
And in this season, man, you was on this job. You were in a career job, and honestly, it had became a priority to you, and you weren't around as much as you used to be around. And so I found myself planning weekends, taking the kids out, doing things with them. And they needed their haircut. And it was just not high on your priority list. And so what is a woman going to do? We going to get the job done.
And you got the job done. You took our kids, our churn, to a Russian barber, a white Russian barber.
Stop, Troy. Stop rolling your tongue.
And the guy, no, I'm going according to what you saying. Like,
help me,
the
God.
guy asked you. This should have been the first sign or the sign, right? Number one, when you walk in there, he was a white Russian, a white guy.
But it said barber.
But number two, the second sign should be if he got to go to a magazine and say, you don't want haircut like this guy here. This haircut, like
he actually pulled up Martin Lawrence and asked me if I wanted him to cut the boy's hair like
now.
Martin.
See, that's disrespect on top of disrespect. So
and me knowing no better, I'm like, yeah, that looks good. The haircut was nice and
no, it was that man
nice.
Put a bowl on top of our kid's head and cut around it. But
all I know is you came home and looked at the boy's hair and you felt some type of way. And was wondering why I took the boys to get the haircut.
Oh my gosh.
But you weren't there to do it.
And I know, that's the thing, because I really want to move to, this respect thing is major. And so that's what women will do if their husband isn't handy, their husband isn't, that leader in the household
get it done
to get things
ourselves.
done. And a man can feel disrespected. So to any guys that's listening, make sure you are ready. Before you get married or if you married now, make sure you are that leader to get stuff done within the household,
So there are certain qualities. Do you believe that there are certain qualities you've been married to one woman for 23 years.
Yeah.
You've raised 3 children. And based on your experience and talking to thousands of couples, would you say, sir, that you highly recommend for a man who's looking to get married?
Absolutely.
Or who is recently married, that he highly invests in getting knowledge and information about the things that is going to make his wife feel secure, such as learning on maybe YouTube how to do little things around the house.
That's it. You got to learn how to maintain your house, because if you think getting married says that I want a family that lives in a house.
Come on,
that drives a car.
Okay.
So all this come with marriage. You got to know how to maintain what you obtain.
That's what's up.
So when you get a house, okay, there's sinks, there's toilets, there's floors, there's all this stuff that you got to deal with, So it's not just the love part and the connection between man and woman. It's also everything that comes with a marriage. The responsibilities
that comes with marriage.
Got it. And I think that that's very important for a man.
Because when you start falling short in the rest, you can have the love all day.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you. You love me. We gonna live happily ever after and have a big old family. But when the responsibilities of marriage fall short, we start not loving and respecting one another the way that we started in the beginning. And so for me as a woman, where I fall short too, is learning what you need in terms of respect. Because if I fall short in my responsibilities, right, of meeting your needs, then you're not going to look at me also the same way. Right. And so I also believe, being a wife for 20 plus years and raising 3 children and talking to thousands of women all over the world, that a wife needs to learn certain qualities also of what it needs to maintain a marriage for the long haul. We just talked to a guy just yesterday who was talking about he wished his wife would just cook. He wished his wife would just clean the house. Yeah. This man said he worked, multiple hours, a long shift, and comes home and he still has to cook and clean and take care of the children. All right. And so I believe, you may need to go on YouTube and learn how to boil some water and cook a couple of your husband's favorite dishes and make sure that you're keeping the house clean, even if you are still working a full-time job.
And you know, that portion is that respect factor, because there is respectable roles in a relationship. But you know what, babe? I want to talk about now, how does a woman need to feel loved? Because we talk a lot about a man and respect, and that's something that we just fluid with it. But that's something big that we've came faced with, not only in our relationship but other relationships that we mentor. And so that respect thing is very important. But as a man, make sure that you being that leader. Make sure that you are doing what your duties as a man, because naturally a woman is gonna, is gonna feel like, hold on, I'm losing respect for him because he ain't know how to do nothing.
There you go.
Learn how to do something, bro. So that's natural. Now, moving to love for a woman. This thing is... It
all works hand in hand.
It does.
It all works together, and God knew exactly what he was doing, and that's why he wired us so differently. We feel love as a woman when we feel understood. Our R&B group Escape said, what we need from you is understanding.
Understanding.
It's so simple. It's so simple.
It ain't simple.
But to you guys, it is so challenging. Like, our main area that we need, or that we feel is the key word, that we feel, you know what, this man really loves me, is you seek to understand me. Okay. When you seek to understand, now what does that look like? Right. What does seeking to the Bible even says, husbands, dwell with your wife according to knowledge. Learn as much as you can about your wife.
Y'all complicated.
Hold on.
Can I say that?
First of all, you messed up when you said y'all. You messed up when you said y'all. I messed up? You messed up when you said y'all, because every woman's different. Okay. So, see? Learn as much as you can about your wife.
You look sexy when you reprimand me.
See, you messed up when you said reprimand. I'm trying to teach you. Okay.
Teach me, baby. Teach me. Okay. Teach me everything.
I'm trying to teach you, husband, how to be a student of your wife.
Okay, let's go.
When we feel love, when our husband seeks to understand who we are as a woman, when you embrace our femininity, right? When you ask us questions about why, honey, okay, I'm noticing you're angry, but what's most important to me is I would love to know why you're angry. Right? That makes that woman feel love, like, dang, this man wants to get into me. See? You feel me? This man wants to know who I am. Right? He is sacrificing how he feels in the moment. He's putting himself, he's dying to himself, and he's putting me in front of him. That ultimately is how a woman feels love, when she knows that this man is sacrificially loving her only her. He cares about her feelings. He cares about her emotions. He cares about the current issue at hand in her life. He asks her fact-finding questions, open-ended questions, because he's wanting to get inside of her, not just physically inside of her.
I got you.
See,
I got you.
You know what I'm coming for? Not physically, but emotionally. You want to connect to that woman's spirit, and that's when she truly knows, this man loves me. I'm gonna tell you right now, because this man listens to me. This man wants to truly know how I feel when I speak. This man is patient. When I speak, this man is kind. When I speak, this man has self-control. When I speak, he listens. All of earth stands still when his wife is talking. She is my number one priority.
That's it. And that should be every man's goal. But sometimes it's like a maze, like a rat in a maze trying to get to that goal.
Because you won't listen.
Like
that's why it's a maze.
You know that rat?
Shut your mouth.
And that's true. You know that rat is like I smell a cheese somewhere around here. I see the end goal, but every time I go this way, I run into a roadblock. Okay, there's a tunnel this way. I'm making some progress, but then boom, here I run into another dead end. You know, so it's exactly what you said though. That I realize it is dying to self, and I know we talked about this before, but that love that a woman is looking for is just that. It is simple in the explanation.
Okay, I got you.
It's simple in the explanation, but in the actual execution of it, that's where it get complicated because we as human beings in general are so complex.
I got you.
We feel, we think.
And you're feeling too.
And we feel, that's what I'm saying. We feel, we think, we have perspectives and things like that. And so this is the area that a man has challenges with of dying to his perspective. Okay. But that's the sign of a manly man, a healthy man, when he's able to die to his perspective. And this is something that I had to learn. And this is something that, you know, I have to pray because that thing, you know, because even when we have our disagreements, it's like, okay, my wife ain't listening to nothing I saying right now. She ain't understanding nothing. She ain't want to hear my perspective tall.
Nope.
And so I'm like, okay. And so it takes that self-control to be able to shut my emotions down, my perspective down, and hear your emotions. But that's the beauty behind when you do that is when we are able to stay in peace. And then afterwards, now you are seeing my perspective finally. Now you're like, you know, okay, babe, I can see why you thought like that, you know, but it's not until after I sacrifice. And that's just how we're built. You know, you're looking for that love, and there's no way that you're going to respect, or I don't want to say respect, there's no way that you're not going to protect yourself. Because that's when you don't feel love, you automatically go to protection mode.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to let you.
Because I'm like, see, this man ain't listening to nothing I'm saying. Yep. This man only cares about himself, so I don't feel love.
I don't feel love.
You know, and so the Bible says, husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church. And well, what did Christ do? Christ said, okay, cast your cares on me because I care for you. So when a wife comes to her husband casting cares, he shows that he cares by listening and understanding her. So that ultimately is, and I know it comes up too often from women all over the world, including myself. I've been married to you for a very long time. And this area right here of seeking to understand her through communication is by far the main concern that women have. You can buy her things. You can get her the house, the dog, the cat, the house, the car, the jewelry, the bags. But when you communicate, your words ultimately, when you exchange words with her, that's how she ultimately feels loved by you. That's the only thing that's really going to sustain that relationship for the long term.
And one thing that I learned, and this is something this is for the fellas. When loving a woman, you have to really define or understand what masculinity is also. A man needs to understand what masculinity is.
Okay, explain.
Because we define masculinity, most men will define masculinity as the strong, the muscles, and the go-getter and the aggressive person, the leader, and the abrasive one. Those are some descriptions that fall into the category maybe of masculine. But masculinity is also when you know how to interact with the woman the proper way without arguing back with her.
All right, let's go. Come on, help the people out here.
Can I talk a little bit?
Please help the people. Not arguing with a girl. Come on here.
You can't argue. Go. And this, I've failed in that multiple times. But that's because I had this obscured view of what masculinity looks like.
No, you gonna listen to me, woman.
Yeah, masculine. Exactly. You're going, and that bucking back. But masculinity, real masculinity, is when you could humble yourself to actually close your mouth and hear your wife's heart, because the main thing that a wife desires or a woman desires is to feel heard and validated and understood, like you said.
That is very attractive.
And so for a man to override that, for himself to be heard, that really diminishes the masculinity that man walks in. That's not masculine.
It's a turnoff. It's a turnoff for me and for most women that I've talked to, really, because, real strength is humility. When you already know who you are, you have confidence to say, I know I'm all man. I know I'm all woman. I don't have to fight with you to prove it, right? I'm going to sit in my femininity as a woman or in my masculinity as a man, and I'm going to be humble and I'm going to have self-control, So in essence, we have to redefine a lot of things out here.
We do.
Masculinity is also not having a whole wife and a whole side chick. Masculinity is not getting as many women and racking up your body count. That ain't masculinity either. And I feel like that needs to be redefined. That's another aspect of love and respect. But it's also
we're gonna talk
being
about
with
that.
one woman for the rest that you in covenant with, and being masculine enough to have self-control and be faithful and committed and have a sense of character and integrity. Like that's masculinity to me.
And that shows that's what a woman needs. That says that you love me.
Absolutely.
You're putting yourself to the side. You're sacrificing for this wife. You are humbling yourself, and that means even when she can be dead wrong. She can be dead wrong. But then because you are masculine, you can humble yourself enough to give her that love that she needs. That's the true test of love, if you can humble yourself and open your ears to hear her heart.
Look at that.
That's the true test
and
of
on
love
the flip side, real femininity is when we also can humble ourselves and not be harsh and abrasive and quarrelsome and argumentative back with you guys. And that's something that I've had to learn. And
Can you talk to the people, Christina?
I'm still learning, okay, that femininity, that, if I maintain godly character and humble myself also and communicate with you with grace.
Yes, grace. I got a description now. I got a description to share with you.
That's femininity. That shows strength. That shows power.
My crush, my what was my star crush? Who's my star crush?
We've had this conversation. I guess that's why I forgot, because your star crush is me.
There you go.
But you. Huh?
I'll just end it like that.
Okay, no, we talked about this. You told me.
Yeah.
You told me somebody.
You remember what I always bring up, Grace. She never gets.
Oh Lord.
She never gets angry. She even when not angry. Even when she's angry, she speaks with grace. And but you know that she's serious though.
You compared me to Felicia Rashad.
Felicia, you said the name.
Yep. I don't care. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. The girl off of the mother on the Cosby Show. Because you said that
and every part that she plays, she can play a part that she get angry, but you never hear her raising her voice, but she's serious.
Yep.
It could be that look. It could be just a stern. She give you that look or stern, but she never come out of like character and so that like you said.
Yep.
It's perfect that you said that.
You said that that's attractive, the quality, not her specifically,
the quality,
but the personality or the attribute, that quality that she has is attractive to you as a man.
Exactly.
And you would like for me as your wife to.
I want you to be you.
To me, but carry. Possess that type of attribute of grace and class and dignity and finesse, I guess, just not, coming out of myself, but speaking my mind, but still speaking my thoughts and opinions, but still doing it in a way that
is respectable,
that's graceful,
and graceful and honorable. Because we're talking about respect and love, and so that when I see that, you know, that says that, hey, I respect my husband, even though I'm angry with him. But look, I'm gonna tell you, you getting on my nerve or whatnot. But
right.
But you know, I really love this, babe. This was a great conversation. We can keep going. Hopefully, y'all take this for real. Take this to heart, because this is something powerful, but that every person needs to know in relationship and in marriage. Y'all need to know this, because if you don't know as a man how to love your wife, then she gonna run. She gonna put up those walls and try to protect herself. And then if you don't know as a wife how to respect your husband, even when you get upset, you don't know how to walk with grace and finesse. How to finesse that thing. When you finesse it, come on, let's do that.
That's attractive.
But, you know, and so take this to heart and do some study. And remember, keep rocking with us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on social media. And if you need marriage help, go to our website at marriedforreal.com. marriedforreal.com. And we're going to say, look, if you take these messages and you apply it to your life, you too can say, through it all,
we still win.
Certified marriage mentors LeTroy and Christina Brown have a new book, The Marriage Mouth. They are the founders of Married for Real and have been reaching hundreds of thousands of people around the world with their transparent and relevant approach to common marriage issues. So many people have been asking for the book, and now you can have it for yourself. This dynamic book is full of powerful topics, prayers, and confessions. It's a book you'll never be done with. It was designed to use as a spiritual guide and tool to address most marital situations. The Marriage Mouth. Your mouth is a weapon. Don't use it against your spouse. Order your copy today at Amazon.com or go to our website at marriedforreal.com.